Good morning, children. How are you? Good? Well, take care of yourself and the people around you. Coming on your studies, I would like you to imagine any hill station having mountains, deep valleys, conical trees, narrow ways, etc. Tell me, when you imagine, then what comes in your mind? What are the mountains covered with? Yes, these are covered with snow. And if you move here and there, then what do you see that falls from the trees? Yes, these are fine particles of snow that we may call as dust of snow as well. So the poem that we're going to understand today is Dust of Snow, and it is composed by Robert Frost, and this poem has been taken from our First Flight book. So let's enjoy the poem. Before we move ahead, let's know more about the poem first. Dust of Snow is a short poem consisting of just 2 stanzas. Yes, you heard it right, just 2 stanzas it has. And in the fewest possible words, the poet has given the details of a landscape. The landscape, like snow-laden hemlock tree with a crow flying out of it, scattering the soft snow all over the poet when he was passing by under the tree, and it makes a perfect winter landscape. Let's enjoy the poem now. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of the day I had ruled. In this stanza, the poet narrates his contact with nature, that the simple moment that looks very simple although, but has a larger significance in the poet's life. How? Because it leaves a deep impact on him, and it becomes the cause of changing his mood from sadness to joy. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Way means here the manner, shook means moved, dust of snow, fine particles of snow, and hemlock is a venomous tree. The poet says here that when he was passing by under the hemlock tree, then suddenly a crow perched on the branch of the tree and moved it. And this process made the snow fall on him. However, it is significant that while presenting a sight of nature, the poet has chosen a poisonous tree, which is hemlock tree. And similarly, he had chosen a crow, which is again not a singing bird like cuckoo and nightingale. The season also presented here is not a spring season but winter season. So all these, the crow, the snow, and the hemlock tree, represent the harsh aspect of nature. The poet has used these symbols to emphasize his sad and depressed mood. Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had ruled. When the particles of snow fell on the poet when he was passing by under the hemlock tree, then his mood was completely transformed. By this simple incident, he became happy, although he had been in a gloomy mood throughout the day. As he came in the lap of nature, suddenly it helped to change his mood from sadness to joy, and he could spend the rest of his day in the happy spirits. The poet has used here unusual imagery and symbols. Now the question is, what is imagery and symbol? What are the symbols used in this poem? Imagery refers to the images which are evoked in the minds of the readers, that we can imagine what happened and how it happened. Next is symbols. So as we know, the symbols, the crow, snow, and hemlock tree, all these have been used in symbolic meanings that are different from their literal sense. Let's talk about rhyme scheme of the poem and the message that it conveys. If we see the end word of the first line, that is crow, and in the third line the word is snow. So the word crow rhymes with the word snow. So we'll assign A to it, and in the second line, the N word is me, and in fourth line, the word is tree. So me rhymes with tree. So the Rhyme scheme would be ABAB. In the same way, in the second stanza, heart rhymes with part and mood rhymes with rude. So, if we talk about rhyme scheme of the poem, each of the two stanzas in the poem Dust of Snow follow the same rhyme scheme, that is ABAB. And let's talk about the message that it conveys. So this poem conveys the message that we should never be gloomy, we should never lose hope, and we should never let gloomy overpower our minds. Joy and sorrows are the parts of life, so we must adopt an optimistic attitude. We should never lose hope.